How you doing? I can't say your name, Mr. Jackson. You the one. Just subscribed to your channel, and I'm started looking at your videos. I'm subscribed to Lovey T two channels, and also to a Vibe Show. You know, I always don't agree with Philip from Vibe Show, but it's funny that most of the YouTubers and anyone will challenge whether I support black Coco Black, cause we know we not. I don't go along with one driver. We don't care if we dog, like whatever. We are multiracial people, but I can't determine someone else's identity. But I call things like it is. I don't go along with popular opinion. I think a lot of folks don't get that. But a lot of people African American descent. I follow their YouTube channel. I'm subscribed to some his Latino ones, of course. Someone who also have African DNA besides Spanish, American, other I think Middle Eastern and Pacific Islanders, Chicano experience. Lobo, a wolf. Yeah, he's okay. He says his name. Lawyer Wolf. I got well. That he's another Chicano person who also have an Afro. Sorry to say this, but Afro mestizo mixture. Okay, in his DNA test, which I already knew that because you don't know. I read about Mexico. You know, when you're around people, you read about them. Okay, you go deeper than I did. That's how I know about the African roots, and especially I didn't just look and searching for it. Just that a Chicano is Roberto Rodriguez, who's Patricia Gonzalez's husband. They used to write for both the Houston Post before Houston Post was gone away in '95 after the Oklahoma City bomb and Selena's death, and joined Houston Chronicle. He's writing for both newspapers here in Houston. I think they live in El Paso or New Mexico, one of those areas, but and it's deep in the Southwest. But that's what I found out. We were talking about Black Seminoles, and they mentioned the African mixture of Mexico in their article. So that's how I found out back in June '93. But they didn't talk about that. We're talking about YouTube channels. So YouTube channels that I have personal. I never subscribed to Tommy Something Yours. Okay, y'all know I have issues with that man. Okay, even though some of the things I do agree, the ratchetness in our African American community need to stop. Okay, but he is making it more no he making it worse than it already is by stereotype. You see what I'm saying? And talk about hair, regardless what women wearing their hair. I'm not for, I'm glad we're talking about this. The reason why I'm going to change the subject, but I'm glad we're talking about this. I'm going to mention about what I said with the hair thing situation. Marcus Garvey. Yeah, Mr. Jackson, I can't, is it Obey? Oh, I can't say his name. Jackson made a video. It's Marcus Garvey, a coon. And he went deep. And the funny part is that he mentioned that Marcus Garvey never went to Africa. And he even, and I'm glad he said the last of the video, because y'all know I mentioned it a million times that Marcus Garvey thanked the Ku Klux Klan for segregation laws that also caused many of our brothers to be lynched. And women too, okay? And also got raped as well. Doing this, it wasn't only in the slavery days, y'all. I mean, although we have interracial marriages before the Civil War, that happened too, and after, okay, you have folks who passed, and like my grandmother, was a white woman, and had a husband in 19 was passing Creole, you know what I'm saying, on my mom's side. But point is that they also happened in Jim Crow days. You had sisters that had to be careful about going to white neighborhoods, even though they were working with white people, okay? You don't talk about that type of stuff. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because a lot of the brothers that was mistreating this brother, the chocolate dark skinned intelligent brother that who made that video, called him all type of niggas. I understand the brother called him Marcus Garvey a nigga, and I hate that word nigga, but I was laughing at the stuff he was saying about Marcus because I'm like, dang, I thought I was the only one on YouTube that added attitude, but no. And what it is that they would call him, say, you ought to eat shit, you ought to eat your mama, something like that, you ought to, you old faggot nigga, and all that stuff. Let me say this to y'all. Brothers who and sisters who do this type of shit, all of us have, no matter what color we are, have violent streak, okay? We get emotions, we have anger, we have sadness, we have happiness. But right there, when you go on this brother's YouTube, y'all not going to Thomas on yours mess, okay? You know, he got a lot of hate, but this brother is intelligent. This chocolate dog brother did not deserve to be called a criminal, none of that. He's an intelligent brother. He was telling the truth. The true leaders in the community were W. Du Bois and Booker T. Washington. They disagree with each other. They still got along. But Marcus Garvey was a fraud. I'm sorry. There's no FBI ever try. I understand. And someone mentioned J. Edward Hoover. Do you know J. Edward Hoover was, yes, he was a homosexual, but he also was part black. Look it up on YouTube. His cousin, who's a sister, who's part white, me and her mixed, in mixed age, like all of us are part black, white, and American, and some of mixed with Spanish, which is also the European part of Hispanic origin is from Europe, which is white, but, Latin America is multiracial, mostly Afro-mestizos, and those who get offended, it's the truth, okay? Most Latinos, no matter what they look like, if their heritage was there since the natives and the Spanish and African slaves came a colonial period of time, they're not Afro-mestizos, if they dark, light, look like, Samuel before his situation, he changed himself, way to looking like Lydia Estevan, who's on La Guardia Flaca, who looks like a white woman, who's Emil Estevan, Gloria Estefan's husband, niece, okay? Those who look like George Lopez, which why his DNA had shown the African parties, what I'm saying? Small no matter, it still was his DNA, God dog, okay? Yeah, many of them are Afro-Mestizo, okay? Not to go into argument about that, but the point is, all right, some of us mentioned Spanish part because many of us are Creole, and I'm from Texas, and I do have Creole roots. I'm from Texas, but I've traced my family tree and found out that Real was in the family tree, and about that's Spanish, okay? And Spaniards owned Louisiana before the French did, okay? Even though natives owned it first, okay? No discredit our American ancestors, okay? But that's what it's all is. We'll get to this point. Point is, we, that he was J. Edward Hoover was a passing high yellow, mulatto, trash mulatto, part Negro, white racist at the same time. It's called like it is, okay? That's what I call it, okay? He passed for white. So he hated himself, and the probably why he probably was gay because he prayed if he had a child. He talked about having a child that, he was afraid because remember he was born out of a fair and a passing mulatto looking white looking person was his father. I think he had them killed. The auntie and his father killed doing him when we became part of the FBI. Because he didn't want to buy a speculate that he was part black. Okay? But let's get to the story. Regardless if J. Edward Hoover tried to infiltrate, when W. Boys mentioned where's the money in your movement, Marcus Garvey, that's when sparked all the controversy. And the reason why I have issues with Garvey, yes, we should be proud of our partial, because we're not pure, partial African roots, along with other roots as well. Let's call it like it is. Yes, a person who doesn't know your roots is like a tree without roots. That's why I search my family tree, no matter what it is, the African or the non-African, okay? And identify as multiracial. And we both Leos, by the way. Just like Castro, just like Vicente Guerrero, just like Jose Flores, God rest his soul, God rest his soul as well. Not Castro, I can't stand Castro, don't forgive me. But the point is, Whitney Houston, God rest his soul, I love Whitney Houston, Madonna, we all Leos, okay? Leos like to be in power, that's the intention. Okay? And Angela Bass as well. Okay? J-Lo as well, late July, okay? So point is, we Leos, it's true that Marcus, I'm not a self-centered person, and people might think I am. Yes, I want freedom, and I want things my way, but at the same time, I try to help those who need their way too. I don't sit here trying to hold back the secret. So I want people to be liberated as well, to have your own freedom. And the one thing that I have issue with Garvey is because you're not going to tell me how to wear my hair, how to wear my clothes, how this and that, how this and that. That's what bothered me about the Pan-African, the Black Nationalist movement. They have a rule book how to live your life. Instead of us as individuals, and I'm not a collective person, that a lot of folks hate that, and that's what they hate about Garveyism. You want this group thinking, cult-like thinking, instead of you making your own decisions. And so I'm disagree with that. You're no different, and that's why he thanked the Ku Klux Klan because the white racist people did the same thing. One thing in our African racist community is why they're attacking Mr. Jackson on this video. We're taught, and that one thing, I'm a spoiled brat growing up as a child. I'm my only father's sons, okay? I'm my only child, okay? So I'm the first grandson to my dad's side of the family who raised me before my other cousin came in, okay? But point is, we're taught in the community, anybody who give us restriction, if they care about us. And let's go back and say when they distort the scriptures and all that stuff. The slave master, when the slave wanted to get out of the plantation, the slave master said, I care about you, and you should stay in master care about you. You should do it and obey. And that comes from the old, I'm sorry to say this, not to be anti-Protestant, the old Anglo-Saxon, Protestant, conservative stuff that many people in the other churches practice this mess. I don't believe in that. I would reject that belief system as a child growing up 13 years old, a teenager. I'm never going to go back to it. So, having that taught, then you have a brother from Jamaica telling you how to live your life. That's why. You get what I'm saying? When you have a broken person who never thought they can do things on their own, they can think for themselves, they can do for themselves, and they also can be their own person without worrying about other people's feelings. If you didn't have that taught to you, you were taught to be a people pleaser, be submissive, be docile, all that other stuff, yes, you're going to be passive to that leader who dictates your life. And as a Leo, I know, okay? We natural born leaders. Garvey and I have the same week of our birthday, okay? Point is, I don't believe in astrology, but I have to agree with some of the signs of the person. Is in my personal experience, I do represent my sign. So, point is, I'm in the star system, only God knows that. So, point is, that's the reason why you have Garvey, telling folks you can't wear your hair like this, can't straighten your. That's none of nobody's business. You have folks with dreads and braids and fades who don't like being African descent. Okay, I seen on Jenny Jones, they had one brother rapping it, which is ain't no different than the rappers today. Rapping about, we talking bad about brothers had a white girlfriend and everything. Dark skinned brother with dreads, not perm, not blonde hair, not hair hat, dreads. Okay, so you can't sit here and talk all that. Marcus Garvey did live in private, not private, but affluent countries with that money that them people had. And that's why he got arrested. He was not a good leader on that. Dudley Du Bois, I'm not being a Coon, because Dudley Du Bois was not a Coon, and neither was Booker T. Washington. They stood up for our community. They defended the true meaning of freedom in our community, especially the Du Bois, okay? They did not try to tell you how to who to marry, what race to marry. Marcus Garvey hated that because the NAACP was, a multiracial group. He's not racist like the stupid white lives matter would say. Okay, coming to Houston, leave our office alone. I'm not part of the NAACP, but leave our office alone. But point is, that's the reason why they did, at that time, the NAACP, which is not today, I have issues with them today, but back in the day, they were good, okay? The boys run it like it was, okay? Walter White, all them, they was doing it. They hate the fact that race mixing, because we had white people in the NAACP too as well, was in. And Marcus Garvey, who was a dark-skinned man, who hated that. Even though that I've read something, he had some Irish in the family, whatever, but he hated the fact that in Jamaica, we'll make a part 2 of this because my video about to run out. But in Jamaica, I think that the mulattoes was considered white or something like that, and rich folks who were African descent were considered white, and those who were poor were considered white. Something like that I read about Marcus Garvey, but that's the reason why. So he hated that. Though he didn't realize that majority of the African American descent people were mixed already, including those who are dark like him. Okay, so that right there, I just I'm not for Garvey. You can call me all type of coons. I don't give a damn. I don't please nobody but my damn self, just like he did. Thank you.